There are definite expectations in the church, and there's a certain way to live, and there's no deviation. If you want to be a devout member of the church, you follow along because you believe it. You believe that it's the right thing to do. But I think it took a lot of my autonomy away. It certainly relieved me of having to make any decisions on my own. I don't feel like I really had to think about anything because I was always told what the right decision was. If I wanted to make the right decision, I would just do it. So I did. And looking back, I think that was a mistake. And I'm going to try and teach my kids to do differently, to question and to make their own decisions, and take the advice for what it is. It's advice, and weigh the options, and figure out if it's really going to work for you. And if it's not, don't be afraid to not do it. I have made some changes in an effort to try and take back control of my life and figure out what it is I want out of it. I feel a lot of shame and a lot of guilt talking about it with people, and a lot of that is guilty because of the people that I've dragged along with me and that have had to suffer because of it as well. I didn't want anybody to know that I was struggling, because it was sort of a commentary on my personal life. Maybe I'm not doing everything right. And I see that behavior in a lot of people. I see a lot of people bury their problems because they can keep up this facade of living the perfect life, and that everything's going well for them because they're such good people. But the reality is everyone has problems. And I kind of feel like it's a great disservice that we as a society don't recognize that, because it makes it so that we're not really supportive of each other. I see the same patterns of people starting to withdraw, feeling ashamed, feeling guilty, and withdrawing from the people who should be their support because they're afraid that they're letting them down or whatever. I've seen a lot of that. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I agreed to do this interview, because I feel like it needs to be talked about more. I think as difficult as it is, it shouldn't be considered a stigma of any kind. I mean, it's life.